People really suck. Let me tell you why. If you are a business owner, there are a number of scams and cons that you can fall victim to. Early on in business ownership, you tend to trust a whole lot more people, and you believe a ton of the people who say things that you later find out to be untrue. And sometimes that leads to costing you money. Sometimes it leads to costing you peace, and sometimes it leads to legal problems. But a particular situation has been coming up more and more. It's coming up across different shop management platforms. It's coming up across shops that are just using paper tickets. And this is becoming more and more common. And over the last 6 months, I've heard more complaints about it than I ever have before. What is it that I'm talking about? I'm talking about when a consumer picks up the telephone, calls and says, "Hey, I'm bringing my car in. I've got a concern." We evaluate the consumer's car. We give them an estimate. And luckily, Shopware does a really good job of protecting us from this. But the consumer, we give them a call and we say, "Hey, here's everything going on with your car. I'm going to send this estimate over to you, and I'm going to ask you to approve the repairs." Now, we go over line by line with them. Each of the recommendations we have, we tell them about the safety concerns, we tell them about the reliability concerns, and the reason that they brought the vehicle in. We give them all the information about that repair as well. We tell them about the consequence of not making specific repairs, and if it's something minor, we tell them, "Hey, this is something minor." My good friend Todd called me tonight, and he said, "Hey, tell me what you would do in my shoes. I think I may be getting scammed." And I believe Todd was getting scammed. Here's the deal. They send over the estimate after performing this exact process, going over with the client exactly what the vehicle needed. They went over some options, said, "Hey, here's some cheaper options, here's some better options, and I'm going to send this over to you so you can approve these repairs yourself online." And so the consumer approved. They started the work, they completed the work, got the work done, called the client, said, "Hey, you're ready to pick up." The client freaked out and said, "I didn't approve that amount. I approved a different amount." Now, if you are a business owner worth your salt, you're instantly going to question your team. You're instantly going to question your process. You're instantly going to wonder, what did I do wrong? It happens every time. We never think that the other person could be being dishonest. We instantly think it's something that we've done. And so what did Todd do? Todd did exactly what I did the first time it happened to me. He went back and he started reviewing all of his processes. He listened to the telephone calls. He reviewed the logs in Shopware, because when they approve online in Shopware, it actually pops up and it logs when they approved, what time, when they saw the repair order, all that stuff. And so Todd calls the gentleman. He says, "Hey, man, I'm having a really hard time understanding what's happening. Can you walk me through this?" And he said, "I approved the other stuff, but I had X number of dollars to work with, and the bill is more than that, and I didn't approve that other stuff." So Todd made an estimate, exact duplicate of what this man had been sent. And Todd went in to his shop management software, which is also Shopware. Todd looks at the estimate and he said, "Lucas, there's no way he didn't understand. There's no way he couldn't figure out that this was the total. It says it right there. He has to sign off on it saying it's the total." And I said, "Todd, this is the scam that many people are trying to pull right now. I don't know why it's becoming more and more popular. I don't know if folks are struggling financially. The market's been down a little bit. Maybe they're seeing their 401ks a little bit in the red or something. They're a little more nervous about their money. I couldn't tell you what the reason is, but I've talked to probably 15 or 20 shops who have experienced this exact scenario over the past couple of months. Now, we had it happen a while back. And what I did was I called the client up and I said, "Hey, I have a log. We have your IP address. We have all the documentation. We have the telephone call of you telling us what you were going to approve. Help me understand." And they just continued to hold the line. They didn't know that was going to be their bill. They didn't know. They thought it was an estimate. They didn't actually think that it would be that much. All this stuff. Now, I held my ground and I asked that they come in and pay in person, right? Because these people, if they're already doing this, there's a good chance they'll try and do a chargeback. So I asked that client to come in and pay in person. I wasn't going to take a payment online. And that's exactly what I suggested Todd do. But here is what we have done to prevent ourselves from being caught in this scam. It's a two-part process. I need you to hear me. Part number one of this process is I am going to send the estimate to the client, they approve the repairs, and you know what I do next? I pick up the telephone call. Mr. Client, I got your approvals, and very much like in a fast food restaurant, I'm gonna read your order back to you just to make sure we're on the same page. Now, if they are a scammer, let me tell you what's gonna happen. They instantly will start bumbling through their words. They instantly will start going all over the place saying, well, well, maybe I shouldn't, right? Like, I promise you'll hear it the second that you call them back and start reviewing and talking about the total. That's one of the ways that I've found that you know they're being dishonest, is because when you counter them with facts, data, evidence, like you go back to them and you lock them into this to ensure we're in alignment, they don't like that. If they're gonna scam you, they're gonna start bumbling right then. Second part of the process is after I review each line and the total, I'm gonna say, Mr. Client, I have an ETA on your parts. Step number one for us is I'm going to be sending over an authorization down payment. Guess what? It is very, very hard for them to come back and say, I didn't know that was gonna be my total, if you just asked them to pay half down. Guess what? It's gonna be really tough for them to come back and dispute that that was their total, because they paid half down before you did the work. They knew that was half down. There's no taking you to court. There's no arguing about what the total is gonna be. They already know what the total is gonna be because they paid half down, okay? That absolutely stops these scammers in their tracks. Now, I'm gonna tell you something else about that second part right there, okay? That is a fantastic way to wipe out the flack. If you knew the number of times that I had clients call and approve or get online and approve a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 repair order, that I picked up the phone to call them and say, hey, I've got a down payment I have to get. Let me walk you through the process. We're gonna do a DocuSign. Here's how this works. And they said, I have to pay? What? Seriously? So this is absolutely a guaranteed way to weed out a ton of the flack. It also gives you even better legal standing, right? Because they knew what the total was going to be because they paid half of it. They already committed financially. So you've got two different charges that show, hey, I made a purchase at this business. I made a down payment. It gives you some time between those two charges. It adds validity to your argument to a credit card company. It adds validity to your argument to an attorney or to a judge, a mediator, if you have to go to small claims court. But here's the deal. People suck. People will try and scam you. And shop owners, I know that you like to see the best in people. I know that most of us do. And I'm not saying you shouldn't trust people, but I am saying you should protect yourself. But that's just my opinion. Have you ever been scammed before? You've ever had anybody try to scam you? Drop it in the comments down below for me. Y'all have a good one.